Hello and welcome back to 5 Minutes Learning Channel. Let's talk about when things go wrong, because sooner or later, they always do. No matter how well you plan, how strong your team is, or how much experience you have, challenges are inevitable in business. It's not a matter of if, but when. Every business faces storms, sometimes literal, sometimes metaphorical. The real test isn't whether you can avoid trouble, but how you respond when it hits. Do you panic, or do you adapt and push through? Take Southwest Airlines, for example. They're famous for their friendly service and loyal customers, but even the best can stumble. In December 2022, they hit a wall that no one saw coming. Winter Storm Elliott triggered a total meltdown. Millions of travelers stranded, bags lost in the chaos, and a billion-dollar loss that shook the company to its core. But this wasn't just about bad weather. The crisis exposed deep cracks in the company's foundation, problems that had been ignored for years. Imagine two old trucks. One gets regular maintenance, the other ignores every warning sign. Both look fine on the surface, but only one is truly ready for the road ahead. When the big job comes, only the well-cared-for truck makes it to the finish line. The neglected one breaks down when it matters most. Southwest's systems were like that neglected truck, unprepared for the heavy load, outdated, and unable to keep up when the pressure was on. This isn't about pointing fingers or assigning blame. It's about learning from what happened, so we can all do better next time. We'll break down what went wrong, step by step, because the lessons here matter for any business. Big or small, new or established. Being prepared, investing in your tools, and building resilience aren't just buzzwords. They're universal principles that separate survivors from casualties. Whether you run an airline, a bakery, or any other business, you need systems and processes that can take a punch and keep going, no matter what comes your way. So, let's roll up our sleeves, look under the hood, and see what really happened behind the scenes. How did a beloved airline, trusted by millions, end up in such a massive crisis? And most importantly, what can we all learn from their mistakes to build stronger, more resilient businesses? Let's find out together. December 2022. Airports were packed to the brim, the holiday spirit was high, and travel surged back to pre-pandemic levels. Families reunited, friends gathered, and millions of travelers crisscrossed the country, eager to celebrate together after years of uncertainty. Airlines braced for a busy season, determined to deliver a smooth comeback. Staff worked overtime, check-in counters buzzed with anticipation, and planes lined up, ready to take off into the festive skies. But then, Winter Storm Elliott struck. A bomb cyclone, unleashing blizzards, fierce winds, and brutal cold across much of the nation, just as the holiday rush peaked. Major hubs like Denver and Chicago were paralyzed, runways buried under snow, terminals echoing with announcements of delays and cancellations. Airlines everywhere scrambled to respond, canceling thousands of flights as safety became the top priority. Passengers waited anxiously, watching plans unravel. Most carriers weathered the storm, grounded planes, and managed to recover within a couple of days, thanks to robust contingency plans and experienced crews. Their systems kicked in. Crews were rerouted, passengers rebooked, and flights slowly resumed as the weather cleared. But for Southwest Airlines, the storm was just the beginning of a much bigger crisis. As other airlines recovered, Southwest's operations spiraled into chaos. Passengers faced endless lines, confusion, and mounting frustration. Cancellations snowballed, and the airline system essentially froze, unable to keep up with the mounting disruptions. The real disaster wasn't just the weather. It was what happened behind the scenes, as Southwest's internal systems buckled under pressure. Southwest's outdated technology and fragmented communication collided with the external chaos, creating a perfect storm of failure. The result? A total operational collapse. Thousands of flights canceled, luggage stranded, and travelers left in limbo. The perfect storm was about more than snow. It was about a fragile system exposed, revealing deep vulnerabilities. This wasn't just a weather event. It was a wake-up call for the entire airline industry and for travelers everywhere. Let's see how a winter storm became a full-blown catastrophe and what it revealed about the systems we rely on. How did a 2-day storm turn into a 10-day disaster for Southwest? The storm forced mass cancellations, but the real issue was crew scheduling. Their outdated software, SkySolver, couldn't keep up. Crews and planes were scattered, and the system lost track of everyone. Pilots and attendants were stranded, unable to get new assignments. Manual calls jammed phone lines. Communication broke down. Each cancellation created more chaos, spreading delays nationwide. Other airlines used modern tech to recover. Southwest was stuck in the past. Passengers in sunny cities saw flights canceled because crews were snowed in elsewhere. The meltdown wasn't just about weather. It was a total systems failure. Southwest was flying blind, grounded by its own outdated tools. 3 main culprits fueled the meltdown: outdated technology, a fragile network design, and chronic staffing shortages. Each of these issues had been simmering beneath the surface for years, quietly undermining the airline's ability to cope with disruption. First, the ancient scheduling software. Unions warned it was a disaster waiting to happen. Employees struggled daily with clunky systems that couldn't keep up with the demands of a modern airline, making even routine changes a challenge. This software was originally built for a much smaller airline, not today's sprawling Southwest. As the company grew, the technology simply couldn't scale, leaving critical gaps in communication and coordination. Second, the point-to-point network. Efficient on good days, but chaos spreads fast when things go wrong. Unlike traditional hub-and-spoke systems, this design left little room for error or recovery. In a hub-and-spoke model, delays can often be contained. But here, a single disruption in one city quickly rippled nationwide, causing a domino effect of cancellations and confusion. Third, staffing. Early retirements and hiring freezes left them with fewer, less experienced ground crews. The loss of veteran staff meant valuable knowledge and expertise disappeared almost overnight. When the crisis hit, there simply weren't enough hands to keep planes moving or to adapt quickly to changing conditions. Planes sat ready, but no one was there to load bags, push back, or get flights out on time. The system ground to a halt. These weaknesses combined into a chain reaction, each problem amplifying the next. Outdated tech, a fragile network, and thin staffing brought the airline to its knees, stranding thousands of passengers and crew. Any one issue would be tough to handle. Together, they were catastrophic, overwhelming every part of the operation. This wasn't just bad luck. It was years of neglect and warning signs ignored, all exposed by a single severe winter storm. The lesson is clear: ignore your weak spots, and eventually they'll find you, often when you least expect it. Let's see why simply adding new technology isn't enough to fix deep-rooted problems. Upgrading software is vital, but it's not a cure-all. New tech is only as good as the people and processes behind it. If staff aren't trained or the culture resists change, the best system fails. True transformation means retraining, rethinking workflows, and integrating systems. Tech must connect every part of the operation: scheduling, maintenance, customer alerts. During the meltdown, passengers got no info. Modern systems would have kept them updated. Buying software is easy. Changing habits and culture is the real challenge. Without that, new tech is just an expensive band-aid. Southwest's point-to-point network was efficient, but fragile. Is it time for a hybrid model? By adding strategic crew bases and spare aircraft at key airports, they could absorb shocks. Reserve teams in unaffected cities could keep flights running when others are grounded. It's about building buffers, slightly less efficient but far more resilient. Smart data and predictive analytics can help plan for disruptions. Modern software can suggest strategic cancellations and crew moves. A hybrid network plus smart tech means strength and flexibility. Resilience isn't about perfection. It's about bouncing back. Technology matters, but culture is the real safety net. For years, Southwest's employee-first culture was its strength, but the meltdown revealed cracks. Unions had warned about fragile systems but weren't heard. Resilient companies listen to frontline workers and act on warnings. Governance matters too. Leadership must balance short-term gains with long-term investment. Southwest prioritized buybacks over critical upgrades, a costly mistake. Financial buffers fund the investments that prevent disaster. A healthy culture, strong governance, and solid finances let people do their best work. Technology is a tool. Culture is the foundation. Ignore it, and no system can save you. What can we all learn from this billion-dollar disaster? First, don't ignore technical debt. Fix problems before they explode. Every business has its own version of outdated tools. Don't wait for a crisis to upgrade. Second, build in redundancy. Efficiency is great, but resilience needs slack. Cross-train staff, have backup suppliers, keep a financial cushion. Redundancy looks like waste until you need it. Third, use crises to find weak spots. Don't wait for disaster. Stress test your systems. Ask your team what could break the business and fix it now. The real work is done before the storm hits. Learn from Southwest. Invest in your foundation, not just your facade. Build a business that bends, not breaks. Because cleaning up after a meltdown is far harder than preventing one. That's the dirty job worth doing. If you found this deep dive valuable, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What are you going to fix now in your business to prevent your own billion-dollar meltdown?